Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alexandra and I am super excited for today's video because this video, you guys, I have literally put over a year and a half into testing and trying out different sunscreens, having other people, my neighbors, my fiance, try out these sunscreens, give me their thoughts. So that way I had different skin types, different skin tones. So I have a little something in here for everyone. And I literally narrowed it down, you guys, to like the creme de la creme of sunscreens. And then I even went a step further. The best of the best, I tried to find dupes for. So I got you guys covered there too, because sunscreens can be extremely expensive. I have everything from chemical to mineral, of course, nothing that is not reef friendly and reef safe, which we're going to talk about that as well. And we are filming this today, you guys, on my iPhone 11 Pro Max. Why do you ask? Because iPhones, if you've ever filmed with an iPhone, they do you dirty, like real dirty. So I figured what better freaking camera to use to film me trying on each one of these sunscreens so you can get a real feel and look for how they look on the skin, which is why I got nothing on my face right now except for a little bit of moisturizer, which I will be using in between because I'm going to be washing these off, putting moisturizer on, letting it soak in, then trying the sunscreen so you guys know what each one looks like with nothing over top. And all of these sunscreens look beautiful underneath makeup. So of course you guys know I tested that out too. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Let's get into one of my favorite and your most important part of your skincare routine, and that is sunscreen. Now, if you guys don't know, my name is Alexandra. I do have dry skin in the wintertime and very combo skin in the summertime, especially in my T-zone. I also do have melasma spots. So as you can see, like underneath my eye right here, it looks very light. And then you see this redness and like these dark hyperpigmentation spots. I have some right here above my lip and then right here on my forehead and then again on my other cheek. And this is from sun damage from not using sunscreen for many years. Like I grew up in the era where tanning beds were all the rage and I kick myself for it now, but over the last couple of years, I have really become strict on my sunscreen routine and the types of sunscreens that I use, which is why I wanted to do this video to educate people and to help you find the right type of sunscreen for your skin type and skin tone, because it can really make a difference. Also, I want it to not be able to break the bank for you guys because some of these sunscreens can get really pricey. Now, the first thing I do want to talk about very quickly. So this is the Coola Sport SPF 50 White Tea Moisturizing Classic Sunscreen. And right here on the bottom of it, it says Organic Sun Care right here. And this is something that I see a lot in the sunscreen and sun care products and the lines. And the fact of the matter is this is not really organic because this does have a chemical sunscreen in it. So that kind of nixes it from being completely organic, if you know what I'm saying. So just be really careful about claims like this on your sunscreens. This is not a bad sunscreen, but we definitely have better in here. Now, I do really like the Coola SPF 30, and this is more of a legit claim where it says 70% plus organic right there. Full spectrum 360-degree sun silk drops. Now, what I really like these for is if you're just sitting around your house and you're not going anywhere, you're not doing anything. This again does have a chemical sunscreen in it, but this also protects you from the filters from lighting, from your phone screen, from your computer screen, your iPads, things like that. Because believe it or not, all of those devices can actually cause damage to your skin after long-term uses. And I know a lot of us see a lot of screen time. So definitely make sure, even if you're just sitting around your house, that you do have some kind of sunscreen on. Like just make it a normal part of your routine, you guys. All right. So I do like these. They're just really pricey. So it's just like a little dropper. And as you can see, I completely have used these up. I found these last year. I have a video where I tried this on and apply makeup over top. So I will link it up in the cards and down below. But let's move on. Now, another really good chemical sunscreen, and this is going to be the first one we are going to try on today's video, but I really do like this. And I love this because if you have really dark skin, this is going to be your very best friend. So this is the Unseen Sunscreen by Supergoop. It's SPF 40. Supergoop has an amazing sunscreen line, but as you can see, it comes out and it is clear. And we're just gonna apply that right on. Now this is one that my fiance really likes, and the reason being is because it doesn't leave your face super, super shiny. It does mattify. Now again, if you use a moisturizer on over top, it's, you know, like, do you see that, how less shiny my face is? But it's still kind of shiny. So we'll see up here. Now it's not going to like completely mattify like some of these other sunscreens, but this is really, really good. It kind of feels like a primer a little bit when you apply it to your face. It goes on very clear, and as you can see, it has taken down the shininess quite a bit. And it really just smooths the skin out. It's not going to give you anything extra though. It doesn't have any kind of a tint. It is completely clear. But again, this is going to be great for those of you guys that have a really, really dark skin tone and you don't want anything that is going to give you any type of white cast or anything like that. Or again, if you have really, really oily skin, but you still want something a little hydrating that's not going to completely mattify, but still take away a good majority of the shininess. So as you can see, it is a very nice sunscreen, and I do like this quite a bit. I actually use this on my son's face. I know it's a really expensive sunscreen to be using on my son's face, but I do love it because, again, it's clear and I can really easily wipe it in underneath his eyes and things like that. And this doesn't burn my eyes. Some sunscreens will really tear my eyes up, but this is not one of them. So let me go wash my face and we will try on the next sunscreen. This next sunscreen has definitely and easily become a favorite of mine. This is the one by Bliss. This is the Black Star Invisible Daily Sunscreen with SPF 30. Now, I kind of, the word invisible, again, you know what I mean? Because this is definitely a tinted sunscreen. As you can see, it comes out this like peachy tinted color. So I wouldn't recommend this for everyone, but if you have super, super dry skin or you're very ingredient conscious and you want like really good ingredients in your sunscreen and you want something that is definitely going to be extremely hydrating, but still give you that sunblock, this is going to be it. Now, because it does have that tint in it, it does give you just a little bit of something something, as you can see right there. Now, it's not obviously full coverage by any means. It's just a little something something. As you can see, it just kind of evens everything out. But I really like the way this gives me a very natural, nice, moisturized glow. Like, it's not too glowy, you know, it's not too much, it's just enough, as you can see right there. So I really like this if my skin is having just one of those days where it just needs a little extra moisturization and I need my sunscreen, I need that coverage. This is it. Like, again, you're not getting full coverage, but it's just a very pretty sunscreen, smooths everything out. Again, makeup looks beautiful over top of this. Like, most of these sunscreens I use as my makeup primers, if I'm being completely honest. Every single one of these. Yeah, every single one of these. I use these as my makeup primers. So and definitely highly recommend any of them underneath makeup. Again, this one's not too pricey because you can find this at Target. So this is considered drugstore. I think it's like $17.99 or $19.99. So again, $20 for a really good facial sunscreen. Not bad pricing at all. So I highly recommend this, especially if you're combo or more normal to dry skin and you want something with super good ingredients, very just all mineral and very moisturizing. I mean, this is definitely the one for you. So if you really like the Bliss, but you want a little bit less coverage and less glowiness, and you really want something to soak in your skin, the one by Kinship is a little bit pricier, but it's really, really good. So this is the Self Reflect Probiotic Moisturizing Sunscreen with Zinc Oxide, and this is a broad spectrum SPF 32, which is a weird range. Now, I did just have a sample of this, but this little sample lasted quite a bit. As you can see, it has like a light pinkish type color. It's a very like runnier type of texture, and it goes on a lot more white, clear, like that normal kind of mineral sunscreen type thing. So this is not tinted like the other ones. So again, if you don't want any coverage, you just want it to go on clear, this is a really good option. Again, has really, really good ingredients. It is very heavily moisturizing on the skin and can't recommend it enough. Now, if you have super oily skin, I don't know that I would recommend this one. I would definitely recommend the next ones that we are going to talk about. But yeah, this is a really, really nice sunscreen altogether. I just love, I mean, honestly, again, applying this underneath of makeup definitely gives you a great amount of actual sunscreen coverage and just makes your skin look absolutely beautiful. This is one you really got to make sure, as you can see, you rub in, I mean, very, very well, because it will leave a little bit of white cast if you don't. As long as you rub it in though, you won't have any problems with it. So yes, this is a magnificent sunscreen, a little bit more on the pricier side. Like if it was me, I would probably choose the Bliss, but again, it's just really up to preference. If you don't want, you know, the tinted sunscreen and you just want a really good moisturizing mineral sunscreen, then go with Kinship. If you don't mind the tinted, I would go with the Bliss. So this next sunscreen is for my super, super dry skin girls that also want a little bit of a tint and more drugstore affordable pricing. So this is the one by CeraVe. This is the hydrating sunscreen, SPF 30. So this does, it says sheer tint. I would say it's a little more than a sheer tint right here. So this is one that I use if I'm going to be putting makeup, or if I'm actually going to be putting like more of a skin tint on. As you can see, it has a little bit of a thicker consistency, definitely tinted, so you're going to get a lot more coverage from this. But this is, again, not something that I would recommend for my more oily skin girls, because this is super, super, super moisturizing, like extremely moisturizing. So if I'm having a really, really oily skin day or combo day, this is one that I would not use. But if I'm having, like, this is something I use more towards like the beginning of the summer when my skin's still drying and coming off winter, where everything was just, you know, sucked the life out of my face for the season. So yeah, this is one that I definitely use for that. It does give you a very healthy glow, and as you can see, definitely evens out your skin tone. Again, very moisturizing, really good ingredients. Definitely would recommend this. It's a great drugstore. It's just not one I use towards the end of the summer. This is one that I use more towards the beginning and like the spring, and then also the winter time. I really use this a lot in the winter time. I'll tell you guys what, my skin is gonna hate me later today from all of this face washing. All right, so if you've somehow made it to this point in the video, thank you very much. You are amazing, and I am going to reward you with one of my all-time favorite sunscreens, and Steve's favorite. Like, he will not use any other sunscreen but this one. And I found a dupe to it that we're going to talk about next. So this is the Derm Store Daily Mineral Sunscreen with Broad Spectrum SPF 40. And this, you guys, is like the holy grail of sunscreens. If you want something that, oh my God, like, do you see how much squeezing I got to do here, folks? Like, do you see how it comes out? It literally is like a primer for your face. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? I don't think you're ready for this. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. This mattifies. It fills everything in. I mean, this is like one of the best, and I mean best, sunscreens. Like, it just smooths everything in, fills in your pores, your wrinkles. Like, that's what Steve says this does. He says this is his wrinkle filling in sunscreen. So I would not recommend this, sorry to say, for really dark skin tone girls. I'm sorry. I tried to find something like it. I mean, you could actually probably go pretty dark, but if you're like super, super, super dark, this might leave a little bit of a white cast. Now, for my best friend tried this out and she liked this, but she's not like super, super, super dark. She's more mixed, you know what I mean? So if you're mixed, you could definitely get away with this. But I mean, do you guys see that? Did you just see that magic just happen right there? Holy shiz niddles. Steve's gonna get so mad at me because this is like the last of his sunscreen. He's gonna make me order more for sure. But as you can see, you definitely got to rub this in, but this fills in any fine lines, wrinkles. I mean, it's literally like a pore filling primer, but it's a sunscreen. Like, ugh. And you see how it just took away all the shininess, all the matte, like it just makes your skin look like pure perfection. Now, this is not gonna give you any coverage. This is just gonna smooth everything out and make it look perfected. I mean, clean canvas here, folks. Clean canvas. So this is like my holy grail, holy find sunscreen right here. And let me just say, I did find a dupe for this. Yes, I did. I found a drugstore dupe for this, and I'm so excited to share it with you. Are you ready? Let's do that. All right, you guys, so you ready for the dupe to the Derm Store? The Derm Store is amazing. The only thing I don't like is it's only zinc oxide, but this one right here, my friends, is titanium dioxide and zinc oxide. So again, mineral sunscreen. It's got the UVA and UVB. This is only SPF 30 though, but it is simply amazing. Okay, are you ready for this? So same thing, it comes out, it's a little bit thicker. This is again like a primer. So this isn't super moisturizing, but it goes on and it just smooths everything out. I just love it so much. Like, again, both of these, the Derm Store and the Sunbum one, are really pretty underneath makeup because they do, like, if you have a lot of texture on your face, these are the ones you want, you guys. And I've gotten so much sunscreen in my hair, I'm telling you, my face is going to punish me tonight for all of the face washing that I have done today. So yeah, these are just absolutely beautiful. And I actually had this on, what was it, yesterday? And my neighbor asked me, she's like, what is that you have on your face? Like, you look a little different. And I'm like, I just got sunscreen on. And she's like, you got something else on. I'm like, no, I just got sunscreen on. And it's just, this was the sunscreen that I was wearing, and this really was all I was wearing. I literally was wearing this exact thing. I had this sunscreen on, this one and done eyeshadow, which, by the way, a video is coming of this look entirely. Well, you guys know what I have on my face, obviously, but this is what it looks like. So again, and keep in mind, the lights are reflecting. So as you're seeing that, like, my face is looking a little shiny, but in real life, like, it is matte, baby. It is matte, it is smooth, and it is like baby smooth. I mean, I love this sunscreen. If you get any sunscreen, as I knock everything down, if you get any sunscreen in this video, this is the one that I would recommend the most. You definitely got to make sure you rub it in really good. Also, the Derm Store, just amazing. The Derm Store is a little bit thicker, so this one is a little bit more of that, as Steve says, the wrinkle filler inner kind of material, but this one's just a little bit thinner than that. But I still absolutely love it because I feel like it does essentially the same thing. It fills in all my lines, all of my wrinkles, smooths everything out. Again, even though it says it's a tinted sunscreen, you're not going to get a lot of coverage or tint. So if you're looking for something with more coverage, I would definitely go with like the CeraVe or the Bliss. But if you're looking something to mattify, smooth everything out, but not dry your skin out, then I would look at something more of like the Derm Store and the Sunbum. And then again, if you have really dark skin, then sorry to say, you're not going to be able to use a mineral sunscreen. And I just think that sucks. But mineral sunscreens do have a little bit of a white cast. However, they do make some really good reef-friendly, reef-safe products. Like, for instance, the Unseen Sunscreen by Supergoop. Also, the one by Fenty Beauty was, I mean, formulated and is so wonderful. I did try that one out. That one is also a really good sunscreen if you have really dark skin tone. I don't have it with me because I actually gave it to a friend of mine who has like really dark skin. She absolutely loved it. It does have a little bit of fragrance though in there. That is my only complaint with that product. But other than that, The ingredients are amazing. The SPF in it is amazing. Again, it is more of a chemical SPF, but sorry to say, minerals just don't work out for more really dark skinned girls. Although some of these you may be able to get away with, you know, they don't have like a crazy white cast. And that was the big thing with a majority of these sunscreens. I wanted to make sure that you didn't have any kind of crazy white cast, whether you're light skin or dark skin, white cast just sucks. Now, the last thing that I did also want to tell you guys is, again, the ones by Kula, the Bare Republic, like their drugstore version, definitely read your reviews on those. One of my favorite ones by them is they have a face tinted mineral sunscreen. My neighbor actually has it. She stole it to take to Florida. My only complaint with that is I wish the sunscreen content was a little bit higher, but it is an absolutely wonderful sunscreen, especially if you do have more like aging skin, which is kind of what she's dealing with, which is why she loves that one so much. So definitely look into that one if you have a lot more aging and you don't want like a priming type sunscreen, because these are definitely like primers for sure. Like they are going to prime and smooth your face out. These are going to be like your moisturizing sunscreens right here, that, you know, tinted sunscreen moisturizer, a little less tinted, a little less. Like it just kind of depends on how much coverage and or tint that you want. But these are all going to be your super moisturizing. This one and the Fenty is going to be like, this one's more matte. The Fenty is more moisturizing. Again, more for darker skin tones and types. Make sure, even if you're just sitting around at home, that you have some kind of sunscreen on, especially if you're getting a lot of screen time. And then the last thing that I wanted to tell you guys is also, when you are washing your face at night and washing your sunscreen off your face and body, the best thing to use is an oil-based cleanser, because that is really going to break that up, especially if you are using either mineral or chemical sunscreens. You definitely want to have something that's going to break that up to get that off of there. So I did use an oil cleanser each time I wash these off, because they just work the best. So I would definitely highly recommend double cleansing. For your body, one of the best oil cleansers, and I have it in my shower right now, is by ColourPop's Soul Body. They have an oil body cleanser, and I really love that for getting sunscreen off of my body. I use it on my son. It smells absolutely amazing, and it really does a good job of just breaking up that mineral sunscreen and getting it off, and then you can go in with your normal cleanser, because a normal cleanser is not going to cut it against these sunscreens. So that is all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I, of course, will have everything linked down below, as well as the categories that I think they fit best in and who I think they are best for. Again, hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't subscribed and you'd like to see more videos like this one, definitely subscribe, like the video, comment. All of that really helps me out and also lets me know that you want to see more content like this, because YouTube and their algorithm right now has been crazy and I'm just like over it, quite frankly. Also, if you haven't checked out my new channel, Alex's Makeup and Mayhem, definitely do that. I will link that down below. And until next time, you guys, see ya.